Hello there everybody, Sabananai2 aka Nightmare, and welcome back to Hellgirl 2 Mirrors. I think I'm just gonna stick with the English title at this point. And now we are on episode 3. Last week we got started, and boy oh boy does it feel good to be back into this series. Oh god, I'm serious, I really missed this show. Even if there were a couple of times where I started laughing a little bit maniacally like a bit of a villain, I honestly can't help it. There's some sort of sick enjoyment out of watching like bad people get punished for their crimes and all that stuff. I don't know what it is about me that I find that enjoyable, but it's fiction. I think we're allowed to do that, I think. But we learned a little bit more about Enma herself, that well, concerning why she's doing what she's doing. But if I can be perfectly honest, last week had a couple of twists that I wasn't expecting. Like I like the deal with the teacher, and then the other one involving the sister who drowned. I mean, I was right about her being drowned, but I guess on both counts I was wrong about the culprit. But I guess that pretty much tells me that I need to up my game and try to get better at being able to figure this stuff out before it actually happens. But anyway, I'm done waiting. We're jumping right in. I'm not entirely sure how to feel about this. I feel like this episode was more like, it felt significantly more sad in some regard. Sure, I laughed a little bit at the punishment that the cheater got, but I'm pretty sure being sent to hell for cheating on your, I can't even really call him her boyfriend, but for cheating on somebody, I'm not entirely sure that's an equal punishment. Maybe if she actually killed him, but I don't know. I guess you could make an argument that she's like, I don't care if he died or anything like that. Yeah, I really don't care at all. I don't know. That can be considered a little bit heartless. Not a little bit heartless. That is fucking heartless. But I don't know. I really feel like I shouldn't be getting to this point where I'm just kind of like, is that really worth being sent to hell for? I don't know, but I don't know. But yeah, this one just felt significantly more sad because I'm just trying to wrap my head around Ty's selfless, I would imagine, I still consider it a bit of a selfless devotion in some regard, like sacrificing her own happiness in some regards to make sure that Kay was happy, and that entire death was completely an accident. And I I I feel like maybe if she wasn't so scared of like their relationship being ruined, and in some regards she would probably hope that it could only get better from then on out, I imagine that this could have been avoided. Hell, we could have even had ourselves an episode where she returned the doll and never even had to pull the string. I don't know. I'm wondering if we're ever going to get an episode like that at some point. Like, I don't know. Usually it never tends to happen. Unless that did happen in the first season, but I'm having a hard time remembering it. I'd say the only time that it really did happen was Hajime and Tsumugi. I think that's how that first season ended, where I tried to get Tsumugi to pull the string on a doll to send Hajime to hell. Send her father to hell and all that stuff. But she ended up not doing it. I don't know. This entire episode just kind of felt incredibly sad. And I do apologize if there are some aspects of it that I did not fully comprehend. Like, maybe I completely misread what Ty's personality and character is like. Maybe I completely misread it. And you guys are free to kind of correct me on this in the comments down below. But in other news, I'm just going to go jump into the next episode. And on top of that, before we jump in, though, that one scene with that mysterious little girl. I'm betting you she's somehow related to that other girl that we got a glimpse of last week. And I think it was actually the first episode involving that teacher. That's kind of what I'm thinking here, because I think that's whenever she appeared, because she jumped into the flowers. That's how she was first introduced. But anyway, I'm gonna go hop into the next episode, and I will see you guys there. Hello there, everybody, and now we are on episode 4 of Hellgirl Season 2. Now then, where do I even begin? Last episode was, it left me with a bunch of mixed feelings concerning it. And I feel like that's probably the only way that I can probably best describe it. As far as I know, it was mostly about this girl who had a bit of this sort of devotion toward this one guy who she felt like his happiness was more important than her own. Or at least she linked his happiness to equate to hers, I assume. I don't know. But obviously the boy was being cheated on, and I don't know. I guess being sent to hell for someone like that might be a bit too much. But then again, she just fucking didn't even care that he had died, and it was mostly due to an accident. Like, she could not even give two shits whether about him dying, and it showed a distinct lack for care or just any sense of humanity. So I don't know. I guess in some regards you could try to make an argument that, hey, she deserved to go to hell for that one, but she was still a kid. I'm assuming. I mean, for crying out loud, she was still a kid. She still had her entire life ahead of her. So, by the way, I'm not defending her, and I may have laughed. I still ended up laughing at the punishment because I'm a sadistic bastard whenever it comes to this show, apparently. Anyway, we also got to see a little bit of another girl that seemed to be, I don't know. I'm assuming she must be connected to that girl we saw last week. But I'm wondering, like, what this girl's relationship, or maybe girls too? I don't know what their relationship is involving the denizens of hell. So I'm hoping we'll at least get maybe some glimpse or just something in this episode. So let's go ahead and throw ourselves in. I would say this one was a considerably darker one than last episode. I mean, the person in question wanting to get revenge on somebody, they had already killed someone, so they had already resigned themselves to going to hell in the first place. In this regard, though, they kind of had a I don't know. The situation made it to where it's almost like he had no choice, but I still shit. I'm not entirely sure how I would be able to counter that. I don't know, that situation that he was stuck in where he had no choice but to kill that person. I mean, he could have at least attempted to knock out the guy that was telling him, "Oh, by the way, go ahead and kill her. Go kill that guy, or else." I don't know. I feel like there might have been other ways that he could have handled that situation. I don't know. But we have an undecided, like, we have an unclarified health problem that is wrong with his wife, and it has something to do with her brain. So I'm of the idea that it might be a possible brain bleed, cerebral hemorrhage, or some sort of severe aneurysm. Fuck, for all I know, it could be a subarachnoid hemorrhage, but that's just not possible. No, that's too much. Or brain bleed. Fuck, I don't know. I've been watching a little bit too much Monster, so I keep on hearing a lot of this neuroscience mumbo jumbo. So I immediately start spouting that stuff to make me sound smarter. When in reality, I'm not. But I don't know. That ending just felt kind of abrupt in some regard. Do you know my daughter? And I'm just like, what? And also this mysterious new girl who's also I realized she wasn't human. I mean, obviously, especially with her eyes, but like, what is her correlation with the residents of hell? I'm wondering. Like, what does her presence bring here aside from being like possibly interference of some sort? Because she did stop the one woman from going over to the hospital room that jackass was trying to. That I mean, he kind of did ruin everything by telling China that, oh, by the way, your husband actually killed somebody, you know? Like, he did. Well, I'm getting my thoughts all janked up right now. I'm just these past couple episodes have been very complicated in some regard. Although I guess in this regard, his punishment was actually quite fitting and hilarious because, you know, vanity and all that stuff. I'm beautiful. I can get all the ladies. Fuck you. Your face is a hole. I don't know. I did find that one at least a little bit amusing. So we got a new resident of hell, so I'm kind of wondering like what her place in this story is going to end up being. I don't know. But other than that, I'm going to end it there. So if you all like this, be sure to let me know. I apologize as I'm having a little bit of trouble trying to gather my thoughts with these newer episodes. I guess I'm still trying to get back into the swing of things. Huh. Those purple eyes are very big though. So thank you all so much for watching, and I will see all of you guys definitely in the next video.